Hello and welcome to Main Street and Mickey, Inform to Inspire. I'm Abby, and here at Main Street and Mickey, we aim to bring magic to your ordinary day. We're going to bring you Disney tips for your next vacation, how to experience the magic of Disney at home, and we're also going to share stories of inspiring people we hope will inspire you to make your own magic as well. So grab your Mickey ears and your lightsabers and take a walk with us down Main Street, USA. So today, if you've been listening to the podcast and watching our YouTube videos, that I started doing the YouTube videos last week, but if you've been listening to the podcast, you know this month, the month of May, I've been doing Star Wars talks. So today, we're going to continue our Star Wars discussion with a focus on the Star Wars shows. From the Clone Wars to the Mandalorian, the Star Wars shows have captivated fans, fans and people who weren't even fans yet but love the shows, and have given us a deeper look into this galaxy far, far away. But before we do that, I do want to talk about some very intriguing and kind of exciting Disney news in the Disney universe. So the first thing is, if you all haven't heard, you no longer have to wear a mask outdoors at the Walt Disney parks, in Florida at least. I haven't heard or seen anything about California changing their guidelines, Disneyland changing their guidelines for that. But it is exciting for those who feel comfortable going without a mask outdoors. Like I said, you don't have to take, you can now, before Friday, you could also take them off like for outdoor pictures, which is really nice and still keeps everyone safe. So they are still required indoors and on all attractions. But this news is so exciting, and it's just, however you feel safe about it, that's what you do you. So head to the parks if you can and go get a picture of your smiling face in front of the castle. The parks also debuted the Festival of the Lion King. It is back at Animal Kingdom. It is a modified version, but I'm so happy that it's back. Disney Broadway also announced that they will return this fall with The Lion King and Aladdin. So all exciting news for Disney this week. Okay, we'll start with the Clone Wars. The version that began in 2008, because there's a version before that, and we're just not going to talk about that. The version that began in 2008 and gave us the wonderful, spunky character of Ahsoka Tano, voiced by Ashley Eckstein. I honestly didn't know how I would feel about the show when I started it. I started it during my Disney College program, but it didn't take me long to become absolutely obsessed with it. I think the storyline is so good. There are some episodes that are a little slow, especially when it's just focused on the droids, but then you have the ones that just give us so much more story to Anakin, Obi-Wan, and even Padme, and of course Anakin and Padme. I just really enjoyed the voice actors as well, who portrayed these characters that we already knew. And I'm very much like, it's hard for me to do that usually. I was already used to these characters, but their voices are now ones that I associate with these classic characters. So I like that. I think that's a sign, one, of a good voice actor, and two, of good storytellers. I like James Arnold Taylor, who voiced Obi-Wan, ended up becoming one of my favorite versions of Obi-Wan. And I didn't think I would be able to get used to a different voice from the original Ewan McGregor, who, we know as Obi-Wan today, and who's going to portray him in the show. So, but I was happily proved wrong, obviously, and the voice actors just did an amazing job and added so much life to the Star Wars universe. Clone Wars ended with season 6 on a very weird episode, if you ask me. It was an ominous episode of Yoda seeing the future, where Anakin, you know, gives way to the dark side and all that. Stuff that if you've already seen all the other stuff, it's not giving away anything. Like the Order 66 is executed. But then last year, with the wonderful invention of Disney Plus, we finally received the final season, season 7 of the Clone Wars. I was so excited, and yet how do I put this? We see more of Ahsoka and the clones, which was great. I loved that. And of course the heart-wrenching scenes from Order 66. They just love showing that over and over again to us. But there were some things that I would have changed about it, and it went in a direction I didn't think it was going to. But ultimately the final episode was amazing. So then we move on to Star Wars Rebels. I really enjoyed the characters in Clone Wars because I was used to them from the prequels. But the characters in Star Wars Rebels that was on Disney XD were new. And I'm still not crazy about all of them, honestly, just gonna be honest. But the more the show continued, the better the episodes became. I think the deeper they got into Star Wars stuff that we already knew. And the last 2 seasons, I think, were absolutely amazing. I think they were some of the best of the Rebels shows. At least in my opinion. I especially love how this show, Star Wars Rebels, uses characters from past stories. They kind of sprinkle them in there, and it's like, oh, that's so cool. I love how they do that because it connects all of them. Especially when they bring back Ahsoka. I thought that was really cool. It just connects the whole galaxy together like that. Then you have Star Wars Resistance, the show. I have tried the first few episodes of the show. It's the latest animated Star Wars show. Star Wars Resistance, I just can't get into. I don't know if it's because it's not my favorite type of animation. I think it does gear towards more of a younger audience. Not that a lot of animation doesn't already. But Clone Wars, I felt like, and again, I've only watched the first few episodes, but I was not hooked. Like, I was hooked when I watched the first few episodes of Clone Wars, but not with the Resistance. And I also think it has to do with the fact that we have The Mandalorian now, a live action show. Before, when we had all the extra stories through animation, it didn't seem hard to get into those stories. But with this new world of live action Star Wars shows, it's less appealing for me to watch any new animated versions. I'm used to the Clone Wars. Honestly, it's still not... Mandalorian has just changed it for me. However, I might give Star Wars Resistance another try, see if I can be proven wrong on that too. I don't know. I want to know your thoughts, so comment or message us on Instagram and let us know your thoughts. Okay, then of course, The Mandalorian. Even people who are not Star Wars fans have said they watched The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian is by far one of my favorite shows ever. The story, the characters, the way it makes this world we've known for so long seem even bigger. It's just amazing. I especially loved watching how they created it. There's a show on Disney Plus called The Gallery, and it's the making of The Mandalorian. And they really go into depth with the season 1 making, not so much season 2 since nothing really changed there. It's amazing. I think having directors who truly care for the franchise and story continuity really helped. I especially loved how they brought in Ahsoka in season 2, allowing us to see this beloved character come to life. Even if it wasn't the original voice, this new actress did really, really well with it. Now, the ending of season 2 leaves one to wonder if we might see more Mandalorians only shown before in the animated series, the Clone Wars, and even Star Wars Rebels. I don't want to say anything more because if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to say anything. It makes you wonder, and I'm kind of excited about it because there's one Mandalorian I really want them to bring in. But they've definitely opened the doors for that. I think there's some actresses who would be great for some of the parts, and I'm just going to end it there without, saying anything more. and leaking information. So then we have the latest animated Star Wars show, The Bad Batch. I know I just said that it's harder to enjoy the Star Wars animated series since Mando, but I think The Bad Batch is different because they are characters we were introduced to in the final season of the Clone Wars. And we're just used to seeing the clones. And the story is happening right after Order 66 is executed. Yes, they show us that heart-wrenching scene again. And we haven't seen that point of view yet from, like, it actually... We kind of did in episode 3, but not at the same time, if you know what I mean. So it's just a different point of view, and I like that. That, and I also just think the writing and the storyline is just better than the Star Wars Resistance, because Bad Batch had me on episode 1. Resistance didn't have me on episode 2. So yeah, I think it's just a totally different story, and I think it's going down a line that we're kind of used to, because we're seeing, you know, we're entering this new world of the Empire. You know, Palpatine has just done what he's done and all that, so that's just an overview of the Star Wars shows. I could probably go more into them, but I'm just gonna leave it there for many reasons right now. If you watched the my daily vlog tomorrow, you'll understand why. So thanks for walking down Main Street with us. We really hope you enjoy our show, that it brightens your day, makes you smile, and brings a little, helps you see the magic all around you, even if you're more than a few miles from the happiest place on earth. Don't forget to check out the Dreamers Club Inc., the shirt that I'm wearing. It says I'm nicer when I'm at Disney, and it's so true. And also check out Hailee's Shop Bounding on a Budget on Instagram. Some great items in her shop. So that's all we have time for today. We hope that you are episodes every Monday, and if you like the sound of this, please subscribe to this podcast. Also follow us at Main Street and Mickey on Instagram, and let us know you're listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe don't forget to like and subscribe and comment. Let us know what your favorite Star Wars show is, and we might even feature your answer on our Instagram. So that's all I'm gonna leave you with today, guys. I hope that you have a magical rest of your day, and may the Force be with you. Bye.